Hi everyone, welcome to Dividends, the show for and about your College of Business. As always, great program today, and we're going to start with Zach Tate, and he's the new Assistant Director of our PGM program, which is housed in the College of Business, and we're awfully proud of the program. It's got a wonderful history. You're kind of the new kid on the block.
That's right. So I started back June the 1st. I graduated from Mississippi State back last fall in 2016. I started as an assistant golf professional in Wind Lakes in Montgomery, Alabama, and I knew after my first moment of being on campus back in 2013, I truly fell in love with Mississippi State and couldn't wait to get back, so very fortunate.
Well, let's back that up to the beginning. You are not a Mississippi native. You're from Illinois. So how did you even find this program in Mississippi State?
So like you said, originally I'm from Illinois, and I had never even visited the state of Mississippi before I attended Mississippi State. So the town that I was originally from, there was a graduate of the PGA Golf Management program back in 2005, and he let me know about the program, and I actually didn't do a campus visit or anything. I just showed up the first day.
Really? You
first
just
day, and I was
took a
ready
leap
to
of
go.
faith and
That's
enrolled,
right.
and no kidding. So what was that like? Because you obviously had to be a little nervous. How many hours is that from your home?
About 6.5.
All right, so you're a pretty good ways away from home. You've never set foot on the campus?
Right, so my first day of class was my first time ever being in the state. So my mom and dad had driven away the night before, and I was kind of on my own. But
did you know anyone?
Didn't know anybody on campus at all. So it was
Wow.
definitely a risk, but it was worth the reward, or definitely worth it.
So you did that on the strength of what your buddy had said, and then what you learned about the PGM program.
Right. From what my friend had told me about the program, as well as talking with Jeff Ackerson, our current director, and the former assistant director, Adam Scott, just having one or two conversations with them was enough to sell me on the program.
All right, so at that time, what did you think you wanted to do?
While I was a student at Wind Lake College, that's where I attended before Mississippi State, I was the assistant manager of a golf outlet for 2 years. So I knew that I had a passion for the game. I just didn't know that there could be career possibilities in the industry. And so I liked the merchandising side, but I always saw myself as becoming a director of golf or a head golf professional somewhere at a private facility. And after Jeff and Adam had mentored to me so much that I felt like if I had that same opportunity, I would definitely jump back on that.
All right, so now you're on the other side of the table, where you get young folks who have a passion for golf, and that could be playing golf or working in the business. So what do you feel your job is, or the program's job is, with these students?
I feel like my job, as well as Jeff's job, is to ask the students questions. They have somewhat of an idea of what they want to do, but it's leading them to make these decisions, and basically to coach them and get their mindsets correct, because they know what they want to do. It's just helping lead them along to where they might want to end up.
So you really need to have some business acumen here. I mean, obviously these guys have a passion for golf. I assume they're pretty good golfers. Is there a minimum handicap they need to get in the program? Right,
so all of our players are required, or students are required, to play to a handicap of below 12. Basically, this is just to ensure there's a graduation requirement, the playing ability test, that all of our students must pass in order to graduate with a PGA Golf Management degree.
All right, so you have to be, there's a little wiggle room in there. 12's not bad.
Right.
Not bad. Are they surprised at how much of the business piece you've got to instill in them? And just because you're a good golfer doesn't mean you're a good business person.
Exactly. In the past, you used to see golf professionals that all they could do was teach and play the game. And now you're seeing more, as budgets have become a little bit tighter for some facilities, you're seeing general managers that are in charge of the food and beverage operation, HR. So, and with the PGA curriculum, you see business planning to customer relations to food and beverage operations to turf grass management. So you see all aspects of the industry with our program. And
how many programs are there around the country that are how many PGM programs?
There are 18 currently.
Wow. So it is an honor for us to have them. We were one of the first, I believe.
Right. We were the second program, and it was established in 1985.
Wow, so there's a bit of a legacy there that you're responsible for.
That's right. So there's a little pressure.
Well, I want to welcome you to the university. I appreciate the work you're doing, and appreciate you taking time to come talk about it today.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be able to spread a little bit of information about the program. So we definitely appreciate the College of Business support with our program. So
good. And you said you were going to give me lessons if I got you on TV, right?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. We're going to take a break. Be back with more in just a moment. Stay tuned.
So you have an idea. It's exciting. It's original. It's genius. And you think it could be the next big thing. But how do you turn this idea into reality? At the Entrepreneurship Center, we will guide you through every step of the entrepreneurial process and help along the way, from developing and enhancing your idea to building your product and bringing it to market. Our programs will help refine your idea and connect you with other creative individuals. You can collaborate with students and discover their brilliant ideas, learn from expert faculty and accomplished business leaders, and even receive money to expand your venture and start your own company. Whether your idea is a revolutionary product, app, or service, we can help. The Entrepreneurship Center at Mississippi State University. From invention to innovation, it starts here.
There are a number of student activities that students can get involved with, but few of them know that they can start a company while they're in school. We want students to consider that when they come to school here, they have 4 years to create themselves a job, create a new venture, and that's really what the center is here to provide. We're here to provide the resources, connections, and programs that can help them start a company. The background of our students is extremely diverse. All across campus, students are getting involved, forming these companies, and people, all sorts of different backgrounds, coming together to create these startups that are just doing amazing things. Regardless of where you're at in the entire startup process, whether you're coming in with a fresh idea, already have an established company, or just are trying to get interested in entrepreneurship, we want to put students in a position where they feel encouraged and supported to pursue their passions so they can make an impact no matter what field or industry they go into.
Welcome back, everyone. Joining me now is David Garraway, and this is kind of odd because he's a friend of mine, but he's also one of our MBA grads, and he is the director of this television center, and really was the guy who started this program. I remember you came to me a couple years ago and said, hey, why don't we do something on the College of Business? So thanks for that.
Absolutely.
It's a good way for us to get the word out around the state. But now you have to be on the show with me, so that's the downside, right?
Well, I'll take what I can get, I suppose.
You have a great background in TV. What made you, and you're the director of the center, so why an MBA, and then you did it as a distance student, so take us through that process.
Sure. Well, it was important for me, I think, to really get a formal education in management and business. I sort of learned a lot of that on my own through a lot of success and failure, trial and error in a previous job, and then coming here to Mississippi State. And I said, I really need to take some formal classes in this to either confirm some things that I suspect or to change my thinking on some other areas, some other principles. And so I started the program, but I elected to do it through distance because television is unpredictable. I think you know that, having worked in it for many years. You never know where you're going to be on any given day, what the requirements are going to be. And I found that the flexibility of the Distance MBA program really was a determining factor in going that route.
Do you think it was any more difficult or any easier than had you gone the traditional, go to class on campus route?
I think from a time management standpoint, it's easier. In terms of academic rigor, it's the same. It's the same expectations that you have in a face-to-face program are present in a distance version of that same program. That was good for me. I wanted to be challenged. I didn't want to just read things and regurgitate information. I wanted to understand some foundational basics and some philosophies of business, and that's what I got through the program.
And so have you been able to just directly apply that, or has it just given you sort of the confidence and maybe reinforced your intuition to begin with on how you should handle the business and management piece of that?
I think it's a little bit of both, because the program teaches philosophy. They teach why and not just how to do a task. And with that why information, with that base level understanding, application becomes much easier. It's very easy to apply the things that I learned in the Distance MBA program to the work that I do here at the Television Center, to my home, to personal finance as well. It all interrelates, and I'm very thankful to have received that education.
So one of the last things you do when you get your MBA is a capstone course, and that involves some teamwork. So I'll let you sort of tell that story of what you guys worked on and the challenges of working remotely as a team.
Right. So in the strategic business consulting class, that capstone class, we actually had an on-campus client. We were doing some background work for both Mississippi State University and East Mississippi Community College, looking at the viability of some potential majors or emphasis areas within majors to be offered, and then the feasibility of a 2+2 agreement between each of those institutions. It was a great experience to really get our hands into some institutional data, some educational data, look at an industry field, and start to marry industry outlook and expectations with the possibilities that higher education can provide in meeting those expectations and outlooks. It was a great experience.
Specifically, this was in the area of unmanned aerial vehicles.
Precision agriculture, right. Unmanned
and an ag application. And this wasn't just a hypothetical study. It was actually presented, well, you had to give it a couple of days. It was so well received, you had to give it a couple of different times.
Right, and that was the really nice part about strategic business consulting. It's not a theory. It's not some sort of classroom-based exercise. There are real expectations, and certainly not just for our project, but every project that comes through that class. Students are leaving that MBA program having worked with actual clients, with actual expectations.
So you got a full-time job, you've got a family, and then you decide to go get an MBA. For folks out there that might be on the fence about it, because any one of those is a lot.
Right.
Any advice on how you juggle all of those things?
Plan ahead. The beauty, the flexibility of an MBA program means that it allows you to make decisions about how you structure your time. I found that it worked pretty well. I tried to plan 3 or 4 semesters out. I knew in 2012 that I'd be graduating in 2015 if I stayed on that track. Now, looking back on it, I wouldn't recommend taking corporate finance and accounting in the same semester as having your first child.
Right.
But you survive and you move on to the next one.
Well, and I know that you gave it a lot of thought, and we appreciate you going through the program. Also, thanks for coming on this program, and thanks for giving us the opportunity to share our stories around the state. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
That's going to do it for us, folks. We appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time on Dividends.